What do you get when the Theatre of Dreams shuts its European box office and hands out redundancy slips instead? A matinee of misery starring Manchester United. 48 hours after Brennan Johnson's shin-rolled winner condemned them to a 1-0 Europa League final defeat in Bilbao, United sit 16th in the Premier League, barred from all UEFA competition in 2025-26, only the second exile since English clubs were readmitted in 1990, and have just told 200 non-football staff to clear their desks before Tottenham's confetti settled. So why does a wage bill that could paper over Spurs' trophy cabinet now share top billing with sweeping layoffs? What did Mourinho's football heritage, Cristiano's zero progress, Rangnick's open heart surgery and Ole's rebuild alarms expose beneath the new Ineos signage? How could a club awash with revenue still defend like a pub side on Sunday and treat local employees like matchday programs? Read once, then binned. Stick around, you'll hear damning numbers the board won't release, scout room secrets outsiders never see, and yes, 2 jokes sharper than Bruno Fernandes's cutback. Spoiler, one involves Harry Maguire, a Cruyff turn, and the Titanic's turning circle. Keep listening if you dare, the answers might hurt less than next season's empty midweeks. Jose Mourinho sounded the alarm years ago. In his March 2018 football heritage rant, he reminded everyone United had made only one Champions League quarter-final since 2011.
When I arrived in Real Madrid, do you know how many players played quarter-final of Champions League? Xabi Alonso with Liverpool and Iker Casillas with Real Madrid, and Cristiano Ronaldo with Manchester United. All the others, not even a quarter-final. That's football heritage.
Proof, he said, of institutional erosion. That summer he fumed, "I was not an idiot when I was crying for a central defender," after the board vetoed his shortlist. On Sky Sports, he dismissed Marcus Rashford's suitability as a line-leading number 9, arguing he thrives wide when rivals park the double bus. He publicly questioned Anthony Martial's commitment. "You cannot do whatever you want in life," and accused Paul Pogba of acting like a virus, killing the mentality of good, honest people. By contrast, he invented a personal award for Scott McTominay, calling him the one who has done everything. Reflecting in 2019, Mourinho insisted finishing second in 2018 was one of the best jobs of my career, hinting at deeper chaos lurking at Old Trafford for the club. Ralf Rangnick's 6-month pit stop read like a medical bulletin. After Liverpool's 4-0 dissection at Anfield, the German declared United need open heart surgery, not minor cosmetic work. Warning, you don't even need glasses to see where the problems are.
It's still clear, it's not that difficult. You don't even need glasses to analyze and to see where the problems are.
He pressed the board that January for urgent recruitment, waving a shortlist headed by Erling Haaland, Joško Vardiol and Enzo Fernandez. None were signed. He also unveiled tomorrow's talent, selecting 17-year-old Alejandro Garnacho against Norwich and telling MUTV the winger was one of the most promising players, if he kept his feet on the ground. When 19-year-old Anthony Elanga lit up training, Rangnick shelved the youngster's loan. "I want you to stay. Show that mentality every season." Finally, he questioned ownership desire, saying after 2 weeks it was clear what had to change. But the question is whether you have the option. His planned 2-year consultancy role was scrapped soon after. Cristiano Ronaldo's verdict came in 2 blistering installments. First, in his November 2022 sit-down with Piers Morgan, he felt betrayed, declared he had no respect for Erik ten Hag, and accused the Glazers of treating United like a cash machine. Pointing to his 18-goal Premier League haul at age 37, he argued performance wasn't the problem, ambition was. Then, speaking to Rio Ferdinand in September 2024, Ronaldo doubled down. United must rebuild everything from the bottom up, from ownership vision to training ground culture, if they hope to compete for major titles again. A United coach, he added, can never admit the club cannot fight for the League or Champions League. The mentality has to be to try regardless of the roster. He welcomed the Carrington upgrades and Ruud van Nistelrooy's addition to the staff, but warned that true change must be driven by people who understand the dressing room, not accountants in distant offices. Ole Gunnar Solskjær has lifted the lid on the turmoil he inherited and at times enabled. He says several high-profile names weren't as good as their own perception, refused the armband and even skipped sessions to force moves, shattering dressing room cohesion. United still finished second in 2020-21 and reached the Europa League final, but Solskjær insists progress stalled when the board balked at his shortlist of Erling Haaland, Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice and Harry Kane. In hindsight, he calls Cristiano Ronaldo's 2021 return felt right but was wrong, admitting the star signing skewed tactics and unlocked egos the squad could not contain. And now in 2025, every red flag the four ex-bosses and the club's greatest number 7 waved is splashed across the league table. Mourinho's 2018 plea for an elite centre-back looks prophetic as United finished 16th with a negative goal difference and a defence that concedes the opening goal 12 times at Old Trafford, a club record low, while going 23 matches without a first-half open-play goal. His warning that a second-place finish was a miracle suddenly reads like an understatement. Rangnick said cosmetic tweaks would fail and demanded open heart surgery. Instead, United applied band-aids and burned through 3 managers in 20 months. Under the latest, Ruben Amorim, they have won just 6 of 26 league games, sinking to a points per game of 0.92, one of the 27 worst records in Premier League history for coaches who have managed 25-plus matches. Cristiano Ronaldo's 2022 blast that the Glazers lacked ambition and the club had to rebuild everything echoes louder than the Europa League anthem United will no longer hear. Wednesday's 1-0 loss to Tottenham in Bilbao, Spurs' 4th win over United this season, closed the last European door for 2025-26. Empty midweeks are the new reality he foretold. Ole Gunnar Solskjær lamented egos that weren't as good as their perception. 2 years on, internal discipline stories outnumber wins, from senior players refusing the captaincy to training ground standoffs, precisely the culture Ole flagged. Added up, a squad expensively rebuilt yet still porous, hierarchy still dithering and leadership still questioned. The special one, the professor, the legend and the idol all shouted different verses of the same song. 2024-25 is the deafening chorus. Their combined critiques, defensive frailty, structural decay, absent ambition and fractured dressing room culture now read like a single, brutally accurate match report on Manchester United's worst Premier League season ever.
This season it's not been good enough. I've just said it in there, but I'll say it here again. I think us as players, we have to question, are we good enough for Man United, because this season's not acceptable. I think where we are in the league, you know, the results we've had, it's not acceptable for a club like Manchester United, you know, that has won multiple trophies, has always been one of the biggest teams in the world.
Now the question shifts from what's wrong with United to will anyone finally listen? This season's carnage, 16th, 39 points, no Europe, doesn't just whisper warnings, it screams them. Hours after Bilbao, 200 non-football staff were axed by email, proof the rot runs deeper than the pitch. Mourinho begged for steel, the backline melted, Rangnick advised surgery, the club applied plasters. Ronaldo wanted ambition, the board trimmed wings. Ole warned of ego drift, leaks now gush faster than Onana concedes near-post goals. Sponsors growl, share price wobbles, fans jeer, meme factories hum. Red-shirted redundancy now hisses through the concourse. The takeaway? Such decay isn't fixed by one record buy or tactical buzzword. It demands what United once lived, ruthless standards plus a coherent structure. Until recruitment, governance and culture point the same way, any manager will resemble Maguire attempting a Cruyff turn, doomed before the swivel. Yet a route exists. Turn Ratcliffe's cost-cutting on waste, not wages. Erase vanity deals, ring-fence academy cash, cap the consultant carousel. Empower football people, Ratcliffe, Van Nistelrooy, a competent sporting director, and give Carrington 4 aligned windows. The fan base is vast, revenue colossal, the badge still magnetic if competence returns. File this season under final warnings. Next year brings a £1 billion TV surge and a charging Newcastle. Stand still and United risk becoming Liverpool's 1990s, with better memes. The Theatre of Dreams can still raise the curtain on a revival, but the rewrite must start now.
Months ago, in my first 3 games in charge, with 2 victories and 1 draw, I said to you, the storm is coming. Today, after this disaster season, I want to tell you the good days are coming. If there is one club in the world that proved in the past that can overcome any situation, any disaster, is our club, is Manchester United Football Club. Now I want to say sorry also to my players. Sometimes I was not fair, but I try always to be honest with you guys. Thank you very much. See you next season.